Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I think. Anyway, hi everyone. This is it. Live 6 p.m. I hope you're with me. You know what's coming next is me making sure I don't talk to myself. So come and say hi. I would love to see who join us this evening. Thank you very much. So welcome to Angel Chat again. It's appeared that we're going to settle on Wednesdays. I don't know. I just kind of chose the middle of the week. We kind of, after a shock of Monday, at least to me, and then getting towards the weekend. So we're going to stick with that, 6 p.m. A lot of you said that 5 was a little early, so I moved it to 6 p.m. Pacific. For those of you that Eastern, I'm surprised you're not in bed because I sure am by 9 going to bed quite early. So thank you for joining. Today it is an important topic. Once again, as I mentioned last time, I greatly appreciate you sending me topics. You know, the collective mind of ideas is better than just only myself. So I always tell people that whatever you inspire to ask, share my teaching with others, that is of course inspire my teaching. And I do that in my event where I tell people, even you have a question that is not quite has to do with the subject, then go ahead and shoot it out and ask. So I appreciate it. As you can see by the description today, why no one saying hi to me? I'm panicky about it. Maybe I was too early and you're going to join in soon. So, either way, it's live, so I think I'm live. So today was inspired by, that's cute. What is it? I can't quite read. I need glasses. I'm 54 years old. Oh, and Cynthia, hi, of course, Cynthia. And thank you very much. Thank you, guys. All right, let me go ahead instead of going on and on. So today it was, of course, a delightful viewer that unfortunately lost her young sister a few years back. And to refresh your memory, we're going to touch the concept of reincarnation today. Super important concept that often people get confused or misunderstand. So I'm going to try to kind of touch it in a nutshell, in a simple way, so you understand what it is. Nonetheless, her concern was, what would happen the day she go home? She died. When she passed away, what would happen if her sister in spirit would reincarnated? Is she gonna miss her again? Meaning by the time she cross over, is she, hello Mary, hello guys. When she cross over, would she miss her sister? So I thought I was very grateful to this question because it is quite common. Hello Michelle. And I will touch it again. So this is one of those the topic of reincarnation that you might want to, from Houston, hello, that you might want to keep your mind, open mind, spiritual topics. When you get a teaching about spiritual topics, you kind of got to switch your thinking from your mind, meaning what might make sense and what doesn't make sense, to a little bit more spirituality. So when we arrive into planet Earth to experience yet another incarnation into a physical body on this dimension, planet Earth, we do not take all the energy of our soul to incarnate it. We take part of it. When I channel this information over the years, I remember that Spirit mentioned the phrase 10%. I don't know why 10%. So the point is that our all and the whole energy of our soul is way too powerful to incarnate into the physical body. And the way they explain that to me is that we're going to shortcut the body, the physical body. It's because we're too powerful to take the whole energy with us when we're ready to incarnate into another life. It's like trying to put electricity of 210 into a 110 plug. It's too powerful. So when we incarnate, hello Maria, hello honey. So is it Maria? Yes, Maria. So when we incarnate into planet Earth, we take a little bit of our soul energy that reside within the body. Sometimes I believe people refer to it as the higher self. Of course, higher self mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. From my teaching over the years, channeling the information, I understood that the phrase higher self or the soul is the percentage of the soul that we take of us, with us, that reside within the body, and then we experience the life, whatever many years we have to be here, 10 years, 20 years, 80 years. At the time of death, when we die, when the body do not function anymore, meaning we die, the higher self or the percentage of the soul within the body exit the body through the crown chakra out into the spirit world, and that is when people see the tunnel and departed loved one come and greet you, and of course our beloved spirit guide. So they kind of help us to accustom to our natural being as an energy being without the body, because I understood that sometimes it's kind of weird to us, specifically if we had a long journey, like 80, 90 years, and we kind of used to the rigid of being, it's kind of like a diving equipment, you know, when we outside of the water, everything is heavy and you have your snorkel and your air, but then when you get into the water, it's kind of light to where you don't even feel it. So when we cross over, sometimes it takes us some time to accustom again to being without a body. It's like free because we energy being. So when we exit the body, then the 10%, let's call it, I don't know, 10%, the percentage of the energy exit the body through the crown chakra and grow and go through the processes. I use the phrase after death processes, which all us human souls go through. We become accustomed to being without the body. Sometimes we remain around the body, helping with the funeral and, you know, stay with surviving loved one. And then we get our spirit guide, and then there is a homecoming celebration, which is the highlight of when we go home at the end of each life. So the percentage of the soul that experience life while here on a specific incarnation still does not merge, if you will, with the rest of the energy that remained in the spirit world. Let's say the rest of the 90% of the energy. Because what happened is the higher self, or that bank, that chunk of energy that we took to life, need to be cleared out. We need to clear up the energy. Specifically, honey, the dog's outside. Honey? Yeah, dog's outside. Sorry, it's just so hot here and that our dog's outside. So when we end the life, we need to go to the processes. We need to clear up specifically if it was a difficult incarnation, because the higher self is tainted at time from the experiences that we just went through on planet Earth. Specifically, if the incarnation was difficult, sometimes incarnations are more difficult than others. Some lives are more difficult than others. Or if the end or the passing or the death was difficult. So the higher self is tainted and kind of need to be cleared out, kind of need to be whole again, pure again, take it the right way, the way I use that phrase. And after the processes will go forward for whatever time, some souls go through the processes faster than others. It has to do with, depend on the awareness of the soul. Some souls, some human beings are more spiritually aware than others. So once that process is done, then the higher self merge with the rest of our soul energy that was in the spirit world, and then we become whole again. And then we experience life between life in the spirit world. Sometimes we go to other dimension. We continue to grow as souls until the time comes when we plan yet another incarnation on planet Earth, and the same thing happen. We take a little percentage with us that incarnate within the body. The rest of the energy remain in the spirit world. Of course, the rest of the 90% that remain in the spirit world have a close connection with us. That's why it is important to become more spiritual, to align ourselves with our soul within, with spirit, the universe, and of course the soul that remain, the wisdom, the tools of our soul that is in the spirit world. So now, how is that connected to reincarnation? It doesn't matter when we leave planet Earth. It doesn't matter if our loved one reincarnated again. We never miss a loved one, because there is always that percentage of the soul that is still there, still aware, even if the person is on planet Earth, even if the person incarnate in other dimension. So the answer for that delightful viewer is that don't get panic when your day come and you cross over and you cross to the spirit world. Even let's say if your sister reincarnated again, let's say your sister is in another dimension, there is still the awareness of her soul that remain in the spirit world, and therefore we cannot miss our loved one when we cross over. Also, a lot of people ask me when it's come to the concept of reincarnation, if how fast we reincarnate again. Not fast. Long time. It takes us a long time to reincarnate again after we exit a life. Long time. Of course, the spirit world is timeless, so we cannot quite compare years or time, watch time like here. Nonetheless, I did ask spirit over the years, when you say long time, what do you mean by long time? And they brought up similar to our 90 years, or time frame of a 90 years, if you will. Again, if you can compare, because again it's timeless in the spirit world. Nonetheless, most likely when we're gonna cross over, even if we have a long lovely journey, hello Linda, even if we have a long lovely journey until 90, and even if our loved one left us when they were a baby, so there is a gap of like 90 years, we always gonna meet their awareness, because once again some of the awareness is there, and B, we do not incarnate that fast, meaning usually families would wait for one another, would still be there in the spirit world, because we don't incarnate that fast, that quick. And the reason for that is because it takes us quite a long time. It's a very tiring experience for our soul to go to experience life on this harsh planet, because it's so different than our true nature. We are energy being, light, and here we come to that dense, harsh planet with a physical body. We kind of trap within the body, or the higher self trap within the body, and then you have the complexity of the mind and up and down life. That's why it's such an effective school. Nonetheless, it is very tiring experience. So when we leave planet Earth, we take our sweet time. We really do. We take our sweet time, we clear, then there is something that called life review to all of us human soul, where alongside our spirit guide, we review the last life. What went wrong? What we accomplished? How much growth did the last life contribute? Were we loving human beings? Did we express more of God within us? Were we loving? Were we kind? And if we were not kind, why? What's happened? Why did the ego interfere? So there is a lot of spiritual work that we do between lives. When we are done with one incarnation, we go to the spirit world, we R&R, as sometimes Soul use the phrase in reading, we relax, we go to a friendly dimension, kind of have fun, of course we meet everyone, and all that take time. So again, we do not incarnate into planet Earth right after we leave, and therefore usually the whole family united. And even again, even if one is here and one is there, as the viewer was concerned about you cannot miss your sister, you cannot miss your child. If you lost a loved one and you cross over, you wouldn't have a glitch where they would come in and you're gonna go there. It doesn't go like that. I really believe that this is God with his great love to us. You know, for those of you that know my teaching, I always use the phrase, he has such a clever programs. Everything is really, really organized. There is no sadness. There is no punishment. There's consequences, but there is no punishment. And everything really based on love. So when you say, like the viewer says, she got panic when she was thinking about, oh my God, what if I die and I miss my sister? The panic is of the ego. The panic is of the mind. The panic is not of the soul. There is no panic when we die. After that, we see our loved one always. We do not miss one another. It doesn't go like that. So be certain that your loved one will be there, whether they are in another place or here and you there. It just doesn't go like that. That is why in readings, for those of you that had readings with me or familiar with readings, as a medium, we can tune into people that are still on planet Earth. And who I tune into, obviously, is not the human being, because the person is not there. But, honey, you can let them in. I feel bad, it's hot. So, sorry, I just go on and on video. So who I tune in is the soul, essentially. And I can get information from the remainder of the energy of the soul, because the higher self is with the human being. Thank you, John. Of course you're watching. You're always watching my videos, John. What a delightful, what are you? Friend. Well, you are friend. We're visiting you too, so I appreciate that. So the point is that for me to tune into in readings to loved one, they don't only have to be in the spirit world. They can be on planet Earth, which why I can get channeling about friends and about kids and about spouse, because again there is an awareness that's not within the body with the person, but it's in spirit. Give me Eilish. I'm almost done with the video, so I'm going to bring Eilish. Here is Eilish. Hello. All right, so if you have question, let me know. I know that I know that this is in a nutshell, obviously, because the concept of reincarnation is quite fascinating. If you are interested in that concept, read, be proactive about learning, about studying. But the concept of reincarnation is, to me, over the years, was very, very fascinating, was very, very amazing, and everything based on love. There is no fear that you miss someone. God have, obviously, wisdom and great love to us all, so everything is quite organized. I hope you enjoy it. You know, I don't like to babble on and on, because I can. Once I start talking about spirituality, I can just go on for hours. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. So, thank you very much. Once again, I still have topics that people send me. So every topic that you guys send me, I'm going to put it in the queue and talk about it every week. That's just fantastic. I greatly appreciate it. Like today, what an important topic for me to talk. So I hope that helped you a little bit. Thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful evening, getting into the weekend. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. I love you all, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.